Hello, everybody who's watching this. This is the Kicking It with Jason podcast. I'm Jason. This is Soy. Soy is an amazing person. We connected at the gym, XFit, where she does boxing classes, mostly, right? Mostly boxing.
This year I've only been doing boxing.
Only doing boxing classes. That's where I first met her, and then we did a couple strength training sessions together. We follow each other on Instagram, so we see each other every day on there.
Every day.
Every day.
Probably like more than once a day.
I know, because you post a lot and I post a lot, which is funny because I have like 6,500 posts and you have like 6,700, and I never see anybody have more posts than me, so I was really shocked.
I probably had my account for longer than you.
When did you have yours?
So many years ago. I don't know.
When did I start mine?
I mean, I've been working online for so long. Part of my job is to be on social media.
Okay, do you have an iPhone?
I do.
Were you at Instagram before Facebook bought it? Like,
yes.
It was just pictures?
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't a part of them. Like, yeah.
I'm old.
I think I joined after Facebook bought them for $1 billion, which is cheap when you think about it. Because Instagram's probably worth what?
I have no idea.
Yeah. So that's like a little tech history. But yeah, you're the only person that has more posts than me. And
I don't know if that's something to be proud of.
no, because I never see that, and I post a lot. And I was like, that's shocking to me.
I think part of it too was like earlier Instagram, I didn't quite know how to use it, so I was just
just
instead
going.
of stuff that like should be in your stories or something, I was just like posting it with no hashtags, just posting it.
Yeah.
I like keeping mine as kind of like a journal.
I like it.
I like to like look back at things, or like especially with like training stuff, just to see like how I was before compared to now. Right. Like, I think that's really helpful.
It is cool. It's like a library.
Cathartic, you're just like putting random shit out there.
Yes. That's why I use it to document and journal and communicate and educate and have fun with it. Yeah, entertain.
But you're also kind of using it to help promote your business.
Oh, and that too. Yeah, absolutely. So we'll definitely talk more about Instagram and how we use it. But give a little background about yourself. We've been 2 minutes and we even introduce ourselves.
My name is Soy Krisher. I live in Pinole with my husband.
Her house is amazing. Plants, artwork everywhere.
With my husband and 2 cats.
2 cats.
I work as a design director for a company that does communication strategy for nonprofits. And I met Jason at XFit training, where I only lazily go once a week these days.
But you're not lazy though, so you're very active.
I guess it was hard the transition between the old gym and the new gym.
Oh yeah.
That part was like kind of a little bit weird and rocky
when the business ownership changed. Oh yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, there was like turnover, and I was teaching there for a while. Flexibility classes for, people my age.
Yeah. You're not old though, so she be trying to say she's not old.
Well, getting close to 50 is getting kind of mature.
But I say 50 is young still. I train a lot of 50-year-olds.
That's true. You train a lot of 50-year-olds.
And I'm like, it's young. Like, you guys are young. Some 50-year-olds are more fit than people in their 20s.
That could be true.
Yeah.
That could be
true. Pretty amazing.
But, there's all this other stuff. You'll know when you're 50, but there's all this other weird stuff that happens to, especially as a woman.
The recovery and the body slowing down. Hormones. Yeah, absolutely.
Weird joint stuff. Things that, you don't really worry about or even crosses your mind.
Oh, yeah. No, that's true, because, I'm young. I'm 30, but I can tell I have to warm up a little differently these days. I have to recover a little bit different these days. Little aches and pains for no reason.
It only goes down.
Oh, man.
So my advice would be just, if you are 30, take care of it now.
Take care of it now.
Do all the good things for yourself now, and your future self will thank you.
Oh, that is great advice. I got to be on top of that. Like, there was I think last month, my knee was just bugging me all month, and then my Achilles, I was like, okay, I need to get my hip and ankle mobility way better. So That was one of those things. I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, I just
Take your
it's
vitamins.
vitamins, nutrition, all that.
All of that.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you can see Soy's very active, graphic designing. I'm a trainer, personal trainer. I train at XFit in Pinole and also Black Hawk Country Club. Been a trainer for about 6 years. Martial arts background, done that all my life since I was 8 years old. So that's like over 20 years now. And you've also done martial arts, which is pretty cool. We definitely gotta chop it up about that. But what are you doing for fitness these days? What are you doing?
I've kind of toned it back since the pandemic, as many people have.
Yeah.
I was doing a lot of martial arts before the pandemic, and when it hit, I had to stop, and I haven't gone back yet.
And what kind of martial arts was it?
It was wushu.
Wushu, and is it Chinese art?
It's a Chinese kind of modernized derivative of kung fu. So it's mostly for performance.
Got it.
And just athleticism.
Right.
Also, my body's getting older, and some of those things I think you can't, you probably know, you can't kind of do martial arts.
Yeah.
You have to either be all in, or you might as well not do it.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it anyway. And if you're going to go to class and your coach is like yelling at you.
Yeah, there's so much muscle memory to it.
It's muscle memory.
The compound effect of getting better at the stances, the movement, all that. Yeah.
And like each time, like I feel like you have to physically exert yourself over what you think you can do.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, you just shouldn't go.
Yeah.
And he's like an old school Chinese teacher.
Oh, so he's hardcore.
He's like that kind of teacher who will, he's really trying to give everyone individual feedback, and if you're not doing well, you're gonna kind of get ignored. That's like the Asian way. If you have an old school teacher and they don't pay attention to you, then that's when you're doing really bad.
Oh my gosh! So did he stop paying attention to you? Or?
No.
Oh, okay.
He's actually really a good teacher, and he'll give everyone attention. But if you are not practicing, I mean, there are children who cry. And we're about the same age. He's a little bit younger than me, and sometimes after class he was like, "Do you think I'm being too hard on the kids? They cry?" And I'm worried. He just cares so much. And this is how he trains his kids, who are champions.
Yeah, I've definitely experienced that in the martial arts world, because there's a lot of old school ways, but when it comes to teaching, it's like you want to make everybody feel comfortable. You want everybody to have a great experience, and as a coach, you got to know when to step back and know when people want to go that route of being a hardcore martial artist or not, or if it's more recreational fun.
Yeah.
So, but like, there's a lot of old school ways where it's like, oh, there's only one way to do it, and this is the way we're gonna do it. And I don't recommend that way, because it just doesn't work out for everybody.
It's a different thing, I would say that no one at that school is recreational. You can't be.
Right. So you got to know why you actually are even.
Or a lot of it's like their parents, or Chinese parents who put their kids in there and like, you have to do this.
Right, the generational and tradition thing. I get it.
So once I took a job. I was freelancing before. I took a job on. Right at the beginning of the pandemic, and you don't have that kind of practice time anymore.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I was doing that, and I go to acrobatics classes and contortion classes at Circus Center.
Nice. But you go somewhere too, or you just do?
Contortion I do almost all online. I have been to see Searchma in person, but I mostly do her classes online.
Cool.
But acro I do at Circus Center.
How many days a week are you doing those?
Contortion, the class I do once a week, sometimes twice. Acrobatics I do once a week, sometimes twice. Got
it. Do they help each other?
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, because they're different, but
I feel like everything in circus, like you need to be able to handstand.
Yeah, I saw you do a handstand push-up thing. Where
Well,
your
that's like
toes
a
are like.
contortion
That was
hamster.
crazy.
I just started on those.
Can we see 3 of them right now, like on the shelf?
No. Some of those girls, they're like way bended over, like their feet are
like
like
a C
by
right
their
there.
face.
Oh my god! While
And
doing a
they're going,
push-up?
they're going all the way down to the floor and back up, and they're like these little teeny tiny girls.
Wow!
It's amazing.
Wow! How long you been doing that now? You started during the pandemic, right?
Yeah, I started the beginning of pandemic.
So that was like 2020.
2 years.
March 2020.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
That's awesome.
I go at my own pace. A lot of these people are very young.
Yeah, they can
and
bend different.
Their bodies aren't all screwed up from sitting all the time, and I just do what I can.
Yeah.
And it's fun.
Yeah.
And the teacher's amazing.
That's awesome. Well, do you have like a certain goal that you're trying to achieve within those classes?
It started a little bit because I was feeling a lot of pains from desk sitting all the time. And there's a lot of both stretching and strengthening of muscles around your hips and pelvis.
Yeah.
And that's where my problems are, all in this like low back, hips, glutes. So I started just to see if it would help me.
Yeah.
And it has. And it's also really interesting how you can push the boundaries of what your body can do. I think a lot of what I'm interested when it comes to those things is like just having a sense of control over your body.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Because I'm never going to be super strong. Like I'm not I don't think that. I've done the weightlifting and I really like it, but I don't think that that's the kind of strength that's good for my lifestyle.
Yeah. And like,
not that I wouldn't do some of it, but not like as my thing.
Yeah, like you're not gonna try to go get 300-pound deadlifts and 200-pound squat. Like that's not. I mean, you don't have to be like that's just a different level of strength,
But I feel like a lot of people are into that.
They are. There's a lot of people into it, and there's and a lot of people they can get lost in that because they go chasing numbers and that's when they get hurt and things like that. But a lot of ladies I train, I'm not trying to get them to 300-pound deadlifts or 150-pound bench press. It's all about just being really strong, stable, coordinated, athletic, and sometimes that comes through. I mean, we all got to strength train because it keeps the muscle strong, the bone density better. What else? Just overall health, but yeah, I think if people push it too much, that's where it can get kind of out of hand. So yeah, so if I was we done 2 strength training sessions, right? I think we just used dumbbells. We didn't even touch.
Yeah, we didn't
touch a barbell. Yeah, and that's still strength training. It was just all right, we're gonna use some 10s, we're gonna use some 15s, we're gonna use the box to help you get lower in your squat. We're gonna work. Pausing on your squat, that way you get a little bit of stability while holding the dumbbells. That's still strength, still strength training in a different way.
So what would you say? Do you have a typical client
that I work with?
Yeah, I mean, what is your typical client base like?
Typical client is mostly women, 40s and 50s. Yeah, it's been like that for a while since I was 18 teaching group classes.
Why do you think that is?
I think because women. They love for group classes, especially women love going to group classes because I don't know, I think they just like the what's it called, the community of it, the interaction of it, the energy of it, and then I from what I've seen, women are way more health conscious than men. That's what I've seen in the fitness world. So they're way more eager to go work out. They're way more eager to go be about their fitness, get younger as they get older, they want to stay young. So yeah, I've always trained women in the 40s and 50s. That's mostly my group. Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, it is. So, I mean, you've seen that in the classes too. It's mostly that age group is in there.
Yeah, I don't know if it was always like that. I would say that when it was the old gym,
Uh-huh.
it was pretty even.
Mm. Mm.
But the class format was really different.
Right.
So maybe that was part of it, because it's,
Yeah.
you do more stuff on your own.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. Yeah. I mean, I still train people that are in their 30s, 20s. That comes up, but the bigger part of it is always 50-year-olds, 50-ish, 40-ish. So
It's interesting.
it is.
Mostly women.
Yeah. And it's amazing because, like, I have a client. Sometimes genetics are so good for people. I have a client where she didn't work out all her life. She just didn't have to.
Mm-hmm.
And then she hit 52. She's like, my body's changing. I got to start doing something different. And like that's beautiful because to be able to be 50, 52 and just say, all right, I got to start doing something different. I got to start working on myself in a different way. That's a big step. We just started with 2 workouts a week, and that's a big win in my book. To go from 0 to 2 days a week, that's already improvement. So, yeah. What about you? What do you think women are more fitness conscious? Why do you think that is? Do you agree?
I don't think I don't necessarily agree.
Yeah. That's fine.
I think that maybe it's your training style.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
It could be your training style. It could be part of the demographics of XFit. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know enough about the fitness industry to really evaluate it.
No, that's true. I mean, people do attract different clients. I definitely attract that age group. Yeah. Yeah. I do. I guess like in a CrossFit gym, there'd be a lot more dudes. Absolutely. A bodybuilding gym, a lot more dudes. But if it's like a strength training, you can get a good mixture. Group classes, definitely a lot more women.
How do you, at XFit, for instance, how do you format what is in your class?
How do I format it? Well,
how do you figure that out? Do you just, go, I want to do 15 minutes of this, and
I always do full body. Every class is always.
So there's never like a leg day or like upper body day?
No, because I'm only one class of maybe the 4 other classes they're going to be doing that week. So I don't want to do a leg day just because I want to do it as a trainer. Like, oh, it's cool, I have this leg day program. But then the next day, another trainer's going to do another leg day, and that's going to be sucky for the client. Because like, well, I just did legs all day yesterday. So if I do full body, at least it's everything.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah. And when I do my group classes, I don't use none of the barbells. I always just use dumbbells and kettlebells, medicine balls, a lot of footwork stuff. Just because it's easier for me to coach, keep it safe. Personal training, I mean, it's personal training, so we get really customized. I really push it. Barbells, kettlebells, we're lifting heavy.
So how would you say that you customize? Like, what is the difference between, what is like the most drastic difference between one person's workout and another person's workout that you assign them or you work with them on?
So let's do yours, for example. So when we did your strength training, you say you wanted to jump higher. You never lifted weights, really, or not recently at least.
Yeah, I hadn't lifted weights in a long time.
Yeah.
And I had chronic hip pain.
What else did you tell me? Did you say you want to get your core stronger? I can't remember.
I mean, I can always use core strength.
Yeah. And then, so I take all that in, and then I'm like, all right, she hasn't lifted in a long time. We're staying light with the dumbbells. We're not going to touch the barbell. She wants to learn how to jump, which you have to work explosive movements, learning how to land, learning how to load from the ground using your arms, all that, right? So yours is going to be more of an explosive, light dumbbell, light weights workout. But then I have another client. She's 22? She's a former soccer player in a high school, recreational soccer player. We've trained, she's from the martial arts, that's how I know her. I used to train her and her sister in karate. But when she came to me, she mostly never been in the gym. But I knew she wanted to get strong. She wants to be able to deadlift. So now we built that up over the last about what not 2 years, close to 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so now she's squatting 175. She can deadlift about 180. She's running hard because I want to keep her athletic. I gotta have you run. There's no point. There's no point of you sprinting but she wants to stay agile. So I have her sprinting. I have her bench pressing. I have her working her squats. All that. So it's totally different. Totally different styles. So yeah, that's a good question. That's definitely a good question. But let's bring it back to you. Talk about that spear that you have. We were chatting about it earlier.
Oh, my.
Yes.
It's a wushu spear. Clearly, I haven't been using it or practicing with it for several years now. I only use it to get the paper towels off the high shelf that my husband puts up there. But yeah, it's a weapon. It's a practice weapon that you use in forms.
You also have nunchucks too, right?
Nunchucks and straight sword and a broadsword.
Is there a weapon you always wanted to practice with?
The straight sword is my favorite.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Nice. Is it long? Is it?
Yeah, it's long. It's like yay long.
Oh, man.
You do a lot. It's a lot more graceful movements that you do with a broadsword. You're like,
Yeah. That's awesome. I've never really practiced with weapons. And our knee sticks, though, I have. That's a Filipino.
Oh, that's cool.
Weaponry, yeah. So we used to practice that at our karate school at Dumas Martial Arts.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. They're a Filipino family-owned business, so that's part of their upcoming, the tradition. So that's probably the most I've done with weapons. But if I can practice with a weapon, I think I would do nunchucks. Nunchucks are pretty cool. And then I just found out before we hopped on this video that Bruce Lee ping pong video wasn't real.
Fake. Yeah.
I always thought it was real.
No, that's not real.
That's too bad.
Sorry to disappoint you.
Dang.
I
know. Oh man.
Also, Tooth Fairy's not real. And
no
also
way.
Santa Claus.
No way.
Not real.
I bet you Bigfoot's real.
Bigfoot's real.
Like in your yard, you could probably see it. Keep the cats away from it. Oh, let's talk about your cats. You got 2 awesome cats.
I got 2 new cats.
What's
babies?
What's their names?
One is Ray and the other is Ava.
Ray and Ava. How'd you come up with those names?
I can't remember how we decided to call him Ray.
It just looked like a Ray.
He looked like a Ray. He comes to Ray. When you call him Ray. I was like, oh, his name's Ray. Ava is, she chirps like a bird. She makes a bird sound.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And she also likes all the bird toys.
Oh, wow.
Where, he likes the mouse toys and the holes.
Yeah,
so we call her Ava.
And are these, did you have pets growing up?
I had dogs.
Dogs.
I've been a dog person most of my life. And my husband's a cat person.
Got it.
After my greyhound passed away at like 16-ish, we didn't have pets. And then this house, when we moved in, we ended up adopting this feral cat that just kind of came with the house.
Yeah.
And then we got these 2.
Nice.
After she passed.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's the experience been like with 2 cats in the house?
Different.
Uh-huh.
They're not dogs, although I've been harness training one of them, so I walk him twice a day like a dog.
Yeah.
They require less maintenance. And they're easier to care for sure.
Yeah. And one of them you walk on a leash, right?
Yeah.
How come you do that?
He wants to go outside, and it's dangerous out there. There's dog next door, open hill.
Right.
Feral cats that kill other cats.
Oh man.
Yeah. There's one a really big black one that comes to our house sometimes, and he used to walk around with our feral cat, like they were buddies.
Yeah.
And she was really, really small.
Yeah.
So tiny.
Yeah.
And we found out later from the cat rescue place that cat broke the neck of another cat in a fight.
What?
Yeah. So she must have been like, oh, he's gonna protect me, and she always brought him over for food, and he would always eat and leave.
Yeah.
So we're kind of afraid. Like he's come by a couple times. We're kind of afraid that he might hurt them.
Dude, that cat is like a mobster.
I know, it was brutal.
Jeez.
It was brutal. There's
Starting to
that.
be a
There's
Thundercat.
like cars. I don't know about cars.
Yeah.
I'd like, I'd love to be able to let him out, but I'm just not sure yet.
Oh yeah, I don't blame you.
I'm not sure yet. So he gets walked on a leash if he wants to go outside.
Yeah.
We also just got these buttons. Have you seen these buttons?
Nah.
You haven't seen these buttons on Instagram?
I've never seen them.
Oh my gosh. Look at this. Look at this. It goes, listen.
What does that do?
They're learning how to press buttons for when they want
And it
things.
says something?
Yeah.
What?
Like, I'll send you the link later.
Yes,
This
say
one
that.
is like food. And you go, Ray, food. And then you give them the food, and eventually they start pressing
Wow. Holy smokes.
And the dogs are incredible. Like, I saw this one, it all started with this one animal behaviorist who started the buttons.
Yeah.
And her dog has like 60 buttons, like something like crazy, where it will be like it can distinguish between like the beach and the park.
What?
Yeah, like
I want to go to the beach. I want to go to the park.
Beach, want
I
park.
want to go down the street.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's crazy. Dude, they're gonna take over the world.
I know. Well, it's just amazing. They're very sentient creatures, and they want to communicate with us.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
To have a tool like that is kind of incredible.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What button are they getting really good at?
We just got these.
Oh,
so they say that it takes cats longer to do them than dogs. It might take up like 2 months. So the obvious ones are for Ray are food and outside, and for Ava would be food and play.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. That's pretty cool. I never seen that.
I will send you the dog. The dog stuff is like out of this world. Like there was one dog that was straight up like, he said it smelled and it was the other dog.
Oh, what?
The other dog's name, I forget what it was, because the dog farted. And
oh
then
my
he,
gosh.
left the room. The mad dog left the room. He was like mad.
Wow. I'm gonna go on TikTok today and just see if I can find a whole bunch of videos.
The lady's name is Hunger. That's her last name, and her dog is Stella. If you haven't seen it, it's incredible.
That is pretty amazing.
It's getting complex. It's making complex statements.
Yeah.
That have time, time references.
Like at 7, can I have a
or
dog
like
treat?
Later, the concept of later for a dog.
Yeah.
It's kind of like whoa.
Right.
Or like before.
Because dogs are super smart. Like they know their eating schedule. They know if they haven't ate yet. They know if it's about to be dinner time. They know all that. So I can imagine.
Like I saw one that was like that made his own type of vocabulary, because there was a chair outside the place, and he wanted to go to the outside couch or something like that.
Yeah.
Beach couch, I think, because they have a beach view.
Yeah.
And she's like, "What's the beach couch?" And then she was like, "Oh, it's the chair outside that he likes. It's like a cot."
Yeah.
So he went and he was happy, and he went and laid down on his beach couch.
Wow. That's amazing.
It's crazy.
That is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
What's happening in the animal world is insane.
Well, it's like always been happening. We're the ones who are just realizing it.
That's true. That's very true. What's the most unique animal thing I've seen recently? I don't know. Oh, I did a video of a cub. He was biting his lady. That was crazy.
A bear?
Yeah, it was like
a
little
bear cub.
Yeah.
Aww.
So cubs are very sweet, but I don't recommend actually
I think
hugging
bears
it.
are really scary.
They are scary.
They're just scary.
Like I want to go camping in Yosemite.
Oh, you should.
But I'm so scared
Beautiful.
of bears though. I haven't been there since I was, I think, 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's so worthwhile. You guys will have a really, really good time.
I know. It's awesome. I just seen one of my friends just went. So.
People are always riding their bike with a loud radio.
That would be me if I that really
He's
would.
not the only one who does it. There are several people who do this. Also, there's a lady who has like her loud show on when she
Oh
goes
man,
jogging.
watching Stranger Things while she's on her bike.
Yeah.
Do you watch Stranger Things?
I did. I saw it.
It was a good one, right?
Yeah, it was
A little
good.
bit darker, scarier.
It's good. I
Plot
like
twist.
dark and scary.
Me too. I mess with it. I mess with it a lot. Yeah, it was good. They came out really strong in this one. I want to see the second half.
Yeah, when does that come out?
July something.
I feel like I'm running out of things to watch.
Yeah.
There's like nothing to watch anymore.
But you got your dog tapping button videos now. Like that can keep you going all day.
For a little while anyway.
Yeah. You also do graphic designing, right?
I do.
What kind of work do you have to do in that field? And you work with a nonprofit? Is that?
I do. I've been a graphic designer since like 95.
Yeah.
So it's been a really long road.
95. I was 4.
I had previously worked for ad agencies, for many years, and got really burnt out.
Yeah.
Was going to change careers.
To what?
Cooking. I did a bunch.
Oh yeah,
of
you can cook.
And
so her 6,700 posts, like
they're all food.
6,300 of them
it's
are
food,
and they look really
and
good.
I was going to make the jump. Like there was a chef here who, he was personal chef for Mary J. Blige.
Really?
And a bunch of NBA players, and he actually is cooking in Richmond right now.
Oh, nice.
I forget the name of the place. It's right on the water.
It's in the Richmond Marina?
It's why am I can't remember. It's a wine place.
I don't know the name.
I'll send it to you later. It's you guys should go. It's like a nice date night.
Yeah.
And at the last minute I decided I couldn't do it. But
how come? Like, what was the reason?
It doesn't make enough money. When you're used to working for ad agencies and making a certain income, it's hard to like stop.
Right.
And I was ready, but it was so hard.
Yeah.
And the work is hard.
Yeah.
It's like physical.
Yeah.
I did a bunch of personal chefing. When I was in LA, I was like freelancing, teaching dance classes, and working part-time in a kitchen.
Yeah.
And personal chefing.
Is that like your love though? Cooking is like your love?
I would say that yes, it is. And now I just do it for fun and for home and do stuff that I want to eat.
Right.
So I found, I guess when you're young and a designer, you want to just make cool stuff and have everyone see it.
Mm-hmm.
But after a certain amount of time in the industry, you're starting to really think about what artifacts I was putting out in the universe.
Right.
And not feeling like I wasn't feeling it. So when I found this place, I appreciated that they were trying to work with nonprofits who are all doing great things. But more than that, they are changing, or they have changed their process, or in the process of changing their process, to really break the traditional corporate structure. And being really cognizant of how kind of white patriarchal systems have affected our work structures. It's interesting to think about, both in terms of working and both in terms of graphic design. So that's where my brain has been at these days.
Cool.
I don't know. I think it's very interesting.
Yeah. So with graphic designing, you're on the computer a lot too, but do you draw it out first too, or do you like to just work straight digitally?
It depends on what you're working on. A lot of what we do is there's a whole interviewing and research phase, to extract all of the things that you need to know before you try to solve a problem for someone. And then we collect a lot, or I collect a lot of visual references.
Is that like the fun part of it? Is trying to find the data and research, would you say? Or is that like...
I think The fun part of it is figuring out what you're going to do with the data and research.
Nice.
After you've collected a bunch of like references and kind of bouncing back and forth between you and the client.
Yeah.
The actual making of stuff, you know, depending on if it's like, you know, logo and branding or website or, you know, that. And even like the information architecture of a website is based on research.
Right.
And interviews, you know, like what goes on top and what kind of information is stacked next, you know, things like this.
Do you pull inspiration from any other artists, or are you pretty good, like, I got this,
Always. Yeah. Doesn't everyone get inspiration from everyone else?
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially in terms of communication, because, you know, it's one thing if you're making a piece of art or even working on an ad agency project, which is like high budget and flashy. When you're working with nonprofits, it's much more about communicating to specific audiences and how to do that without pandering or coming from a condescending point of view, or you know, how to share stories properly, how to be equitable, and accessible for people who have like color blindness and or are old or, you know, don't have a fast computer. Thinking about those things are a really different problem than like making something like a beautiful cosmetic product or something like this.
Right. You know, a book I loved reading was it's called Creativity. It was like the Pixar story. The former president of Pixar wrote it, but it was cool just seeing. It relates a lot to what you're saying. All the research that goes into making their movies, to putting it on the big screen, like Finding Nemo. I think they went to Mexico and actually, you know, went in the water and did all that. And
sounds so hard.
Yeah, I mean, still, but to bring it to life, and then the actual computerization of it to make the fish in the ocean look like it's moving when you're in, you know, even though it's on TVs, like when you watch, you see Finding Nemo?
I think so.
Well, it's like
I don't watch a lot of children's shows.
Oh well, it's a great movie. You gotta watch it. It's awesome. But when you're watching it, it's like you really feel like you're in the ocean, which is a trip because like whatever they do, they make sure that, you know, the seaweed is swaying, and that way you get the element or the what's the word, the perception that you're in the ocean. It's pretty cool. And, you know, the bubbles here and stuff. So it's cool. All the research stuff is pretty awesome. So, is there any projects that you're working on right now that, I mean, it's probably I don't know if it's confidential, but if it's confidential, it's okay. You don't got it.
Okay. I don't need to talk about it.
Yeah, don't talk about it. What other topic can we talk about? We talked fitness.
We talked about martial arts.
Yeah.
Talked about working. We didn't talk enough about your working.
Oh, well, we can talk more about it.
So I'm curious, like, how would you say that your style of training is different from someone else's, that, like, your peers or whatever?
Right. So when it comes to training, especially personal training, what it really comes down to is the person being yourself. So I always make sure I'm not trying to be somebody else when I train. So a lot of my clients, the training has to be good. You gotta know what you're doing, of course, but I think a lot of it is they buy into me as the person. They get attracted to me as the person. So when I'm on the floor, I'm on the gym floor, I'm not trying to be nobody else. I always just try to be myself. So there's that. And then secondly, you know, always just getting better. It's funny because I feel like I know a lot about exercise, and also at the same time I feel like I don't. Even though I've been doing it like a long time, which means I'm just always hungry. I'm always trying to be better. Like, all right, how can I get better at teaching the squat, teaching the deadlift, at structuring a better program for my clients, you know, making sure they're having fun, but also they're getting the results, making sure we're always efficient every workout. And that's what's really important to me when I train people is not just making it a hard workout, because anybody can do that. Anybody can give a hard workout. It's all about being efficient while having fun. And you probably see this a lot too in my content, is that I really want people to love the journey. Honestly, like I want to communicate that, um, fitness is a lifestyle thing, and these goals that we're going after, weight loss goals and being healthy, it's a journey. So really love the process of the everyday work, the adjustments, the ups and the downs, because there is that. Not every day on the gym floor, or every day or every week is going to be beautiful. Sometimes we get injured. Sometimes we lose motivation. What else? Like, sometimes we get discouraged. Something happens, but all in all, love your journey, because that's what makes it beautiful, as we progress.
What kind of things do you find challenging about training people?
The challenging part, let's see. Sometimes it's a lot of mindset things. Like, some people don't realize when they're making progress, because they have this idea that progress is like this destination all of a sudden. It's like, no, you're sleeping better. That's progress. Or like, nah, you lost 2 inches on your waist, even though the scale didn't move. You still lost 2 inches on your waist. That's awesome. That's incredible.
Do you also? Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. No, I love all the questions.
Do you also coach people on food?
No, because it's not my strength at all. And that's another thing. I only stay within my strengths. Like, if I don't know it, I don't know it. I don't try to be, like, again, I don't try to be a coach that I'm not. So food is not my strength, my nutrition, but I keep it really simple. Get your calories in check and protein in check. That's where I stay. That's home for me. So, yeah.
I don't know if you finished.
What were we talking about?
I asked you, like, what are the
challenge? Yeah. So is that people not realizing their wins, just making sure they keep a healthy mindset? Because a lot of it is the consciousness and being aware when you're making progress. The psychology, like, I always want to communicate good psychology around fitness, and then the business of it is hard too. The pandemic, oh my God, that was so hard. I was training people in the backyard, just to keep the bills paid. Even now, like, things are picking up again, but it's not the same. It's still not the same.
As pre-pandemic.
Yeah, it's not the same. It's like, you got to be even more creative. You got to be more flexible. Like, I'm going through transitions right now still. Like, I'm fortunate to be trained at the Black Hawk Country Club. I'm fortunate to have a gym right here. But demographics are different. So Pinot's like not the strongest demographic for personal training. It's great for group classes. So then I'm like looking at, what's going on in San Ramon for personal training? So I'm doing that, just keeping.
They all have a lot of cash.
right. So there's that. It's making that adjustment. Yeah. So I mean, because even before the pandemic, I was doing right here in Pinot, I was doing 20, 30 hours a week easy of personal training.
Wow.
Yeah. And then it hasn't gone back to that. So there's that, the business of it. But like even for me, like when I talk about loving the journey of the ups and downs, like even right now, like I have to love, in a weird way, I have to love the struggle of it, because that's a part of being an entrepreneur, or growing up and being more of a leader, or more hungry to hustle, things like that. So
what would you say, like, your next milestone would be in terms of your business?
There's a couple things that I'm working on. My bigger goal, Soy, is to have a group kickboxing fitness gym. That's like what I want to have. I want to call it Roundhouse Like You Mean It. I already have the LLC, everything. I already have like sweaters printed out. Like that's the main thing, is to have a gym, a location where I can build a community. I can have group classes. I have strength training, and people can call it a home. They can call it their fitness home. They can come there, have the greatest experience. And I'm also working on, I don't know if you heard about this, NFTs. Have you heard about NFTs?
Yeah, I'm old, but I still know NFTs.
Yeah, okay, cool. You're not old, so stop saying that. I'm gonna get you a shirt that says I'm young. But not even that. It's people my age don't even know about NFTs. Like,
I work with internet stuff.
Yeah, so I was like, you just gotta know about NFTs most likely. Yeah, NFTs it's fairly new. The word NFT is fairly new, not the concept of it. But I'm working on creating an NFT. And for those who don't know what NFT is, it's a digital asset and it's ran on the blockchain. And the blockchain is just a system that cryptocurrency is ran on that keeps everything real and honest.
Real.
it's real digital. Do you hate the blockchain? What do you think about it?
I don't hate it. It's kind of inevitable. I mean,
it's inevitable.
But the concept of purchasing something that doesn't exist is funny to me.
But that's.
I mean, you're giving it value. You're giving an invisible item value.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. Because I mean, when anything new comes, it's always weird to us. The internet was weird to us. In the like the people thought it was gonna be a fad. Like the internet's not gonna be here. Now it's ran on everything we do. Social media was weird to us. Now it's like everybody has a social media account. So it was weird. Like even me, I remember in high school, I was like MySpace. I'll never get on MySpace. I didn't. And now I'm like on Instagram every day. So
I remember MySpace.
Yeah. I was like,
I remember days where it was just command line IRC.
Oh, I don't know what that is. I remember AOL. The chat. AIM. It's called AIM. Yeah.
Do you ever have to use a modem?
A modem? Oh yes. Yeah, at my grandparents' house. And then that whole trigger, and then we had to like plug in a cord and there was a thing called buffering on stuff. Like you don't see the word buffering when a page is coming up. You don't see that no more. But the internet is here. Social media is here. That's the same thing with NFTs. NFTs are going to be a natural part of the world. So I'm just trying to create my project now, especially while the cryptocurrency pricing is low. Because I can afford it right now, or at least be able to get a little piece of, or I can be able to at least put as much as I can into it while the prices are good. So NFTs again, it's just a digital asset that allows you to own something. Because before you couldn't own digital stuff, it was like it's out there, but you can't say it's yours. You know what I mean? So it's like if you made a digital art piece. Even though it's digital, you could have, it would have just been a picture, right? But now it's like, all right, I'm making one of these and it's going to be on the blockchain. Now you can sell it. And now whoever buys that, it's theirs. It can't be copied. That's pretty amazing. That technology is wild. But what's really cool about it is the smart contracts that come attached to it. So what I want to do with my NFTs, and I love this guy named Gary Vee. He built a really good NFT project. It's not about money, it's about building a community around it. And that's what I want to do with mine. So I want to create an NFT where people get personal training out of it, group classes out of it, but also, like I want to be able to send them, a Nike outfit once a year, or send them to a Warriors game once a year or something like that, or special lunches or special group classes reserved to people that have my NFT artwork, that's what I want to do. So that's something I'm working on in my little world.
That's exciting.
Yeah. So I've been brainstorming on it.
That's good. You can ask me branding questions when you're
I'm going to talk to you for sure. Because, there's some things like I know I can't do by myself. Like I need a second person to help me, a third person. Just when it comes to like the art I want to do for it. Like I don't even know. I don't know if I want to draw something or right. I don't know if I want to bring I don't know what the art is going to be yet. I'm still branding. I'm still thinking of all that. But the bigger picture I have is like over the next decade, that's what I want to build is an NFT project, and make it about a community. So
that's very cool.
Yeah, and back to the smart contract, like. I wanted to connect to when I do open my gym, like it could even be a membership. Like you buy this, it's gonna get you a year membership or something, or 6 months, something. I don't know. I don't know yet, but yeah.
It's exciting.
It
It's
is.
a cool thing to think about.
It is.
Where do you think your gym would be? Like what
I don't
areas?
know. Actually, I do know. I like San Ramon. I
Mm-hmm.
do because the demographics is good. There's a lot of people. I'm in that city a lot. I go get coffee. I drive near there. You ever been to Phil's Coffee? Phil's Coffee? I
Yeah.
love Phil's. Me and my girlfriend love that spot. So yeah, we go there. It's a good city. A lot of opportunity there. People want to work out. I wanted to do Pinole. It's just Pinole's too small.
Pinole is very
It's too
small.
small. Yeah, I've been here all my life. Went to Pinole Valley High School. Trained in martial arts in Pinole.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's time to move.
Yeah.
Not that I want you to move.
I
I'm just
know,
saying
I
you're
know.
a young person. You should
Yeah.
live in a couple different places.
Yeah.
Old.
Yeah, exactly. So, like I love the city because it's really cool. It's real chill. I feel like if I go to Target, I'm gonna see somebody I know. If I go to Pure Street, I'm gonna see somebody I know. Always like that. I go to any store, I'll see somebody I know. So that's how Pinole is. That means it's too small though. So yeah. I think San Ramon sounds pretty good. So
It's exciting.
yeah, I appreciate it.
Very exciting.
Yeah, good question. Well, I have no more questions for you, Soy. I don't know if you have any more for me.
I can't think of anything right now. I mean, I'm sure I would, but you know.
We'll just have to do another episode.
Yeah.
I lied. I said it's gonna be 20 minutes. It's
This
been
is
like an
so
hour.
long.
I know.
This is so long.
I'm sorry.
We're just being chatty.
Did I interrupt your work? I hope I didn't.
No, I'm just
Yeah.
pre-working.
Okay.
For the week.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna put some videos on Instagram and some videos on TikTok and chop this up and put it on YouTube and all that good stuff.
Great.
So, yeah. Thanks, Soy.
Thank you.
Yeah.